Shabbat shalom, saints. I know it's kind of late, and I've been stuck studying the word today, man. Hey. Boy, Yah is good. Hallelujah. Yah is good. Yah sure enough is good. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, man. I was in here studying this word. I done lost track of time. And I said, man, I was supposed to do a video today. And then I went outside and all them pterodactyl mosquitoes was out there. I was like, I ain't going out there. It's too hot. Ain't the mosquitoes out there? Nah, I ain't going out there. But man, and then I got stuck reading, and I know the last video I made, we was going over Ephraim and Israel being put together, coming together in the last days. In the last video, yeah. So we was talking about that, and I was like, man, I started reading my word, man, and it just, the guy was just flipping pages, get me to get this thing going line upon line, precept upon precept, and now I understand it. I understand this thing here a little bit, you know. If you're wrong, if I'm wrong, then hey, Yah showed me the right way through the Ruach. But I want to share with you what I researched and found. It was interesting, very interesting. And like I said, I was just sitting here doing precept upon precept, line upon line. Man, I was like, man, now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. But see, the more we stay in this word, the more them chains that the enemy has bound us with, spells and witchcraft and with lies and distractions and distortions start to break off our minds. Because they took it off our neck and then they put it on our head. They put it on our minds so we wouldn't understand the word of Yah, nor seek him. They kept us going after all these other Babylonian gods so we wouldn't even, get to the point where we wouldn't even fear Elohim, man. I said, man. So the more I stay in this word and Yah showed me this, I'm like, man, this is deep. This is deep. So, I think it was the last video I made. We was going over some words Yehoshua was talking to, and who he came for, and who he was talking to. And he was talking to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go with me to Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10. I'm going to go there first. Matthew chapter 10. Verse 5. Verse 5. So the last verse we was talking about this. Who was Yeshua talking to when he was going to town, ducking and dodging and all this? And healing who he could heal and teaching the disciples what they're ignorant behind. Because they was ignorant. They was asking some ignorant questions. But, and Yehoshua was getting, he was getting a little rooty with them. And, he was getting a little arrogant with them. Like, don't you understand? How you try to tell somebody stuff and they ain't really getting it. And he was like, man, don't you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I remember speaking parables, and hoping you supposed to be the one who supposed to have the ears, so they can hear, not the Gentiles. So I'm speaking in parables because I don't want them to know what we got going on. That's why he told all the Gentiles that he healed, he told them to go and tell no one. Go and tell no one. And what the Gentiles do? They ran and told everybody. So Yehoshua was like, man, well, hey, I can't keep this secret if I tried. So I guess let's start grafting in some of these Gentiles. At least they coming to hear the word. I can't even get my stiff-necked Israelites to hear what I'm trying to tell them. And I'm speaking to them in parables, hoping that they have an ear to hear so they can hear, man. So Yehoshua said, these 12, Jesus said, These 12 Yehoshua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not in the way of the Gentiles. So Yehoshua commanded the disciples not to go into the way of the Gentiles. It says, in the city of the Samaritans, enter ye not. Now we're going to touch on this Samaritan, where we get this whole good Samaritan idea thing from. Because what y'all was showing me in the scriptures, these cats weren't even good. These cats was plotting against us the whole time. Talking about some good Samaritans. He says, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I'm like, man. He says, and as you go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So this is a commandment he gave the 12 disciples. Man. So, okay. So now he said now to go to the Gentiles and Good Samaritan. What they got to do with Ephraim? What does Samaritans got to do with Ephraim? Who is Ephraim? Who Ephraim is? All right, we're going to come back to the Samaritans. But we need to find out who Ephraim is. Who is Ephraim? Well, we know that he's part of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? We know that he was grafted in through Joseph's seeds, Ephraim and Manasseh. So, let's find out who Ephraim is. Okay? Ephraim. Go with me to Genesis, chapter 46, verse 19. Genesis chapter 46, verse 19. Let's find out who Ephraim is. And why he was even, and why in the end that the envy of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off, and Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim, according to Isaiah chapter 11, verse 13. Why is that even so? Why is this? What is this vexation and this anger and hatred toward one another? That Yah is going to put them together in one stick, the whole house of Israel and Judah together in one nation. If we all supposed to be family, if we all supposed to be a family, why you got to even do it in the first place? Genesis chapter 46, verse 19 says, the son of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. And unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim. Manasseh was the oldest. Ephraim was the youngest. Says, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bare unto him. Who the heck is that? Who is Asenath of Potiphera? Who is that? And who is she? Who that is? Well, we know that Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, was an Egyptian. And Egyptians back in those days were what? Before the Grecians came into the Potomac Empire, started their Potomac reign in Egypt and took over as Pharaoh, meaning the white Greeks. Okay, the white Grecians took over in Egypt and started trying to become Pharaoh. They was black before then. They was black. They was black before then. They was black before then. So that's who. So Asna was his was the mother of Ephraim and Manasseh. who the Pharaoh at the time gave to Joseph, you know, to have children by. Okay. I was trying to, hold on. I know how to mark the place here. Hold on just a second. Alright, so during this time when Joseph was down in Egypt, being like a governor in Egypt under Pharaoh at the time, when there was a great famine in the land of Canaan. So Isaac sent the tribes, the rest of the tribes down there to Egypt to go find some food and stuff. And they ran into their brother, and they all came back together. For a while they didn't recognize Joseph, and then they came together, and Joseph wanted the younger brother Benjamin to come up there and whatnot. All that time, he was Joseph was down there ruling the land. Joseph was doing his thing in Egypt, And while he was while he was down there, he was given the wife Asenath, Pontiphera. So if the Egyptians at the time, before the white people even started coming down there during the Potomac period of the Grecians, before the reign of King Antiochus, they would look like this. They would look like this. Okay? So Ephraim and Manasseh, being born of Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, the high priest, one of the priests of On, okay, now an Egyptian would look like this. Okay. So let's read on, because I'm making a point here. Oh, this was my point. If that's the case, then who the heck are these people? Who are these people? If that's the case, who are these people? They're Samaritans. They're called Samaritans. They don't look nothing like them Egyptians. Nothing at all. But they look like the people in Israel today, because the Samaritans are in the land of Israel today, amongst the land of Ephraim, okay, in the land of Israel. It says, ancestrally, Samaritans claim descent from the tribe of Ephraim and the tribe of Manasseh, the two sons of Joseph, as well as from the Levites. Now hold up. What? Hold up, how can that be? How can that be? How can that be? Because we know in Ezra said, hey, y'all need to put up y'all strange wives. Y'all ain't supposed to be married outside of y'all bloodline. There ain't supposed to be man outside of your race, out of your blood. So, how the heck we get these people, these Samaritans, claim to be Ephraim and Manasseh and Levi? Ain't that what y'all said, the Jews say they are Jews and are not? ain't that them? Hold on, let's go somewhere. Let's go somewhere. These people tripping. What did it say? Let's read about these Samaritans. So we know these are if these are Samaritans, these people. I'm trying to blow this up. If these cats right here are the Samaritans, claim to be of Ephraim and Manasseh, they're still in the land of Israel today. Okay, still in the land of Israel today. And we ain't talking about the Ashkenaz Jews. We're going to get on them too, because that's a whole different set of Jews. And Ephraim and Manasseh was of the son of Joseph, which Asenah, Potipharah, were like this. Then who them people is? And we know the Israelites was black unto the ground. We know their skin was blacker than coal and cleaved to their bones. They would have looked more like this. Who the heck them other people is? Let's read on about these Samaritans. Cause we're gonna get to Ephraim. Because Samaritans dwell in the land of Ephraim. Trying to get you to understand. Hold on. So, this is Ephraim, the land of Ephraim, and Manasseh. Okay? Actually, the Samaritans dwell in the land of Manasseh. According to the map. That'd be Manasseh right there. Ephraim right there. Okay? Ephraim, Manasseh. Samaritans are right there. Okay? In the land of Manasseh. Ephraim is down here. Part of the land of Israel today. All this up here. Who they claim to be Israel today. And Judah, that's our old stuff of ground right there. So, that's so. And Israelites are black. And Egyptians are black because they are the descendants of who? The Hamites. Hamites. Okay? The Hamites. Then who is them people? And who is these so-called good Samaritans? Let's see what Yehoshua would say about these Samaritans. These so-called good Samaritans. Everybody over here in New Babylon like to talk about. Let's see what Yehoshua would say about these so-called good Samaritans. Because that don't sound very good to me. At least, not yet anyway. Let's go to John, the book of John. Let's see what Yehoshua got to say about these so-called Samaritans who claim to be of the house. These Samaritans who I just showed you, these cats, see, Samaritans, these cats right here in Israel today, okay, who claim to be of the house of Ephraim, Manasseh, and Levi. That don't even make sense right there, all in itself. Let's see what Yehoshua would say about these Samaritans. Go with me to John, book of John, chapter 4, verse 17. I'm going to start there. It says the woman, the woman answered and said, I have no husband. We're talking about the Samaritan woman. We're talking about the Samaritan woman. When Jesus, when the English called Jesus, and the Greeks called Jesus, but Yehoshua was talking to the Samaritan woman by the fountain. It says, the woman answered and said, I have no husband. And Yehoshua said unto her, thou hast well said, I have no husband. And why would he say that? Because Samaritans ain't got nothing to do with us. Who was supposed to be, who has the husband? The house of Israel, the daughters of Zion. Who is our husband? Yehoshua is our husband. The bridegroom coming for the bride. He our husband. That's why Yehoshua said to the Samaritan woman, he said, I have no husband. And Yehoshua said unto her, thou hast well said, I have no husband. So he was so she was agreeing, she ain't got nothing to do with the Israelites. So why is they today talking about they claim to be from Ephraim and Manasseh and Levi? Huh? Are these the Jews say they're Jews? Not? Hold on. Let's read on. It says, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. And that says thou truly. It says, the woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. It says, our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Okay, that's a key thing. Okay, because the Samaritans believe that they worship their God, who was supposed to be our God, in Mount Gerizim, when the Jews claim they worship in Jerusalem. That's why she said that. See? Samaritans on Mount Gerizim, West Bank. Okay? So that's been the big thing between who? It says the major issue between rabbinical Jews who follow post-exile rabbinical interpretation of Judaism, who are the vast majority of Jews today, so they say, and Samaritans has also always been the location of the chosen place to worship Elohim. Jerusalem, according to the Jewish faith, or Mount Gerizim, according to the Samaritan faith. So how can they claim to be of the house of Ephraim and Manasseh when they don't even worship the same? We don't even worship on the same mountain. We ain't got nothing to do with us. That's why Yehoshua said, thou hast said right. Thou hast said right. I had no husband. Got nothing to do with us. Just like the Palestinians ain't got nothing to do with us. It says, verse 20 says, our fathers worship in this mountain. And ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. And Yehoshua said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh where ye shall neither in this mountain nor at Jerusalem. He talking to her. He talking to the Samaritan woman. He said, the hour cometh where you ain't gonna even worship in neither mountain, neither in this mountain nor at Jerusalem, neither in Mount Gerizim nor in Jerusalem. Worship the Father. Now, why would he tell her that? Huh? That they supposed to be part of Ephraim and Manasseh. Huh? And Ephraim and Manasseh, they supposed to be looking like what? Black under the ground like the rest of us, huh? Let's read on. It says, ye worship, you know not what. It basically said, you don't know what you worship. You don't know what you worshiping. It says, we know what we worship. He said, the Jews, we know what we worship. We worship Elohim. You don't know what you worship. For salvation is of the Jews, not the Samaritans. So who is salvation? Yehoshua. Salvation name is Yehoshua. Yehoshua stands for salvation. It says it's of the Jews, not the Samaritans. So he's saying you ain't got no husband. You worship on a mountain, you don't even know who you worshiping. We know who we worship, but you don't. You ain't got nothing to do with us. Man. Man. These so-called good Samaritans. Some here lying with the rest of the Ephraim in Israel today. Man. It says, verse 23. It says, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers, who's the true worshipers? The true believers of Yah, the house of Israel, the true worshipers. He told, in other words, he said, y'all some fake worshipers. Y'all good so-called good Samaritans, y'all fake. Y'all worship on the wrong mountain. Y'all don't even know who God y'all worshiping. I know who I'm worshiping. The Jews know who they worshiping in Jerusalem. Who y'all worshiping? Hey, y'all get out of there with all that noise. I'm recording now. Thank you. Goodness. He said, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. It says, Elohim is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And what's the truth? Y'all got to tell the truth first. Y'all got to cut all these lies. And we're going to get about these lies because it's in here. How can y'all worship in truth when y'all keeping up these lies? Man. Verse 25 says, the woman said unto him, I know that the Messiah cometh, which is called Christ. When he is come, he will tell us all things. And Yehoshua said unto her, I that speak unto thee am he. I am the Mashiach. I am the Mashiach. Man. So, these cats say they are Jews. They say they are Jews. When Yehoshua said, y'all not even the Jews. Y'all say y'all ain't no Jews. Yehoshua said y'all ain't got nothing to do with us. Who else ain't the Jews that's over there? The so-called Ashkenaz. Who these Ashkenaz Jews? The ones you see with them little funny hats. So we know the Samaritans ain't Jews because Yehoshua just confirmed that. And John chapter 4, he confirmed that. He said, y'all ain't got nothing to do with me. So these Samaritans talking about they claim to be descent from the tribe of Ephraim, Manasseh, and Levi. Well, they ain't even black unto the ground. First of all, they not even Hebrew. Claim to be the Jews? Get out of here. And who the other cats that claim to be the Jews that Yehoshua was talking about in Revelations? Let's go to these Ashkenaz Jews. Going around with these little funny top hats and going on. The ones that claim to had been slaughtered up in Germany and had been made to wear this little yellow badge. There's a little yellow demonic star on their chest, what we're going to get into too. Okay? Ashkenaz Jews. Okay? Or the Ashkenazi. Okay? Or the Ashkenazi Jews. Okay? You can look that up. Says, let's see what it says. See what they call, what's the word Ashkenazi mean? It means the Jews of Germany. Now hold on, how are they gonna be the Jews of Germany when Hitler supposedly gassed them when they can't even find no gas, no traces of gas, and killed all these people and put them on train cars and all this stuff in Germany? How can it be Jews of Germany? These Ashkenazis. These ain't no Jews. Who are they? Who are they really? What the Bible say they are? What the Bible say they are? Because it says here they call them the Jews of Germany. It says, are the Jewish diaspora population who was dispersed all over the place where they were dispersed. We'll get to that. It says, are the Jewish diaspora population who coalesced as a distinct community of Jews in the Holy Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire? You talking about the Romans? Talking about them Edomites? The Edomite Greeks and Romans? Around the end of the first millennium. It says the traditional diaspora language of Ashkenazi Jews consisted of various dialects of Yiddish. Ain't that what they speaking over there today? Yiddish? And y'all supposed to be from Germany? That ain't got nothing to do with us. Oh, man. Hey, y'all better stop with all these lies around here now. Hey, y'all better cut this out. Y'all sit up here to kick us out of our land and stole our heritage and language. And y'all ain't even from Israel. Y'all from Germany, man. Y'all from Germany. Well, who the heck is them? Who is these people from Germany? Let's see what the Bible say. Let's go to go with me to let's find out who these Ashkenazis is. Are they even the descendants of Shem? And they from Germany? They ain't even the descendants of Shem. So how they gonna be the Jews? Go with me to Genesis chapter 10, verse 2. Genesis chapter 10, verse 2. Let's go through this genealogy. Okay. So these are what? The sons of the Gentiles. These are the Gentiles, according to the Bible. It says the sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog. And I think tomorrow we're going to get into this Gog and Magog because it's very interesting too. We got a lot of key players in there that's pretending to be. Gog and Magog. Gomer and Magog and Madi. Medes and Persia. Okay. And Javan and Tubal and Meshach and Tyrus. Meshach. Now we know the Armenians, who are from the Caucasus Mountains, which we're gonna get into tomorrow, they claim to be from the descendants of Meshach. Them and the Moscow people, the Russians, the Georgians. So the Georgians, the Armenians, from the Caucasus Mountain, the Caucasians, who we call Russia and Armenians today, and Turkey, from Mount Ararat, where Noah landed where Noah's Ark landed, on Mount Ararat, according to the scriptures, in Turkey. These cats, these white Edomites, okay, from the Caucasus Mountains, claim to be from the lineage of Meshach, who are what? The sons of Japheth. They ain't got nothing to do with us either. It says, and the sons of Gomer, the Ashkenaz, the Germans, the Ashkenaz, the Ashkenazi, Ashkenaz, and the Ripper and the Togarmah. All these cats coming together in the Gog and Magog war that's coming up. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Man. So how are they going to be the Jews when they are the descendants of who? Japheth. Them Ashkenazis, they from the descendants of Japheth. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with Shem. Nothing at all. Just like the Hamites ain't got nothing to do with Shem. So they ain't the Jews. So let's say what Yah say about these Jews that say they're Jews and are not. That's why you got to read your word, man. Go with me to Revelations chapter 2. Revelations chapter 2, verse 8. We start there. It says, and unto the angel of the church of Samaria, right, or Smyrna, right, these things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. Yehoshua. It says, I know thy works in the tribulation and the poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Now, what is this synagogue of Satan? Is it a place or is it a confederacy? A synagogue of Satan. So when we think of synagogues, what is a synagogue? First of all, a synagogue is a place where you go receive instruction. where people go to hear instruction and to be taught. That's a synagogue. So if they of the synagogue of Satan, that means they're going to seek counsel. They're being taught of the workings and dealings of Satan himself. They're the synagogue of Satan. Revelations chapter 3, verse 8. Here we go again. It says, I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. What is his name? Yah. What's his son's name? Yehoshua. Now you try to tell Christians that, because they still holding on to Jesus, you know, because they not weaned from the milk yet. Okay, they still not weaned from the milk, ready to receive this meat of the word. So they still holding on to that name. Okay. And you try to tell them that Jesus, the name of Jesus, only came around since the 17th century. About 500 years ago. The name Yehoshua was a common name amongst the Hebrew Israelites. And that's his name, salvation, Yehoshua in Hebrew. So ain't that his name? Nah, we don't call him Jesus. Well, ain't you denying his name? When his name is what? He say, I come in my father's name. I come in the name of Yehoshua. My father's name, Yah. And you going to deny that name, but you going to call him God and Jesus? Y'all better wake up. And who taught you this mess in the first place? Roman Catholics? And where they get it from? The synagogue of Satan. They got it from the Jews that say they're Jews and are not. It says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not. So that's who told you that. That's who told you the name of Jesus and told you to call him God and Lord when he has a name, Yah, or Yahuwah, and Yehoshua. Huh? It says, behold, I will make them, those who deny his name, his real birthright name, his name from the birth, when he sprang out of Mary's womb, who spoke to the angel Gabriel in Hebrew, not in Greek or in Latin. Huh? But y'all deny his name? Let's see what y'all say. He said, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan. How you going to make them of a synagogue of Satan? That means they're going to get their instruction from them. They're going to learn their ways, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. So you're going to forever live a lie and learn of lies and not research yourself and not call his son by his real name and not call Yah by his real name. Huh? It says, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before my feet and to know that I love thee. To know that I loved you all this time that you've been listening to these lies. Huh? Man. Well, hey. So where we get all this synagogue? What is he talking about, the synagogue of Satan? Go with me. What is he talking about, the synagogue of Satan? Well, first, now we know who the Samaritan is and the Ephraim is, okay, which was originally the black people from Joseph seed, Joseph's Ephraim and Manasseh. Well, they ain't got nothing to do with them Samaritans or them Ashkenazis over there, okay? They ain't none of them Jews, okay? But they do what? They hold the synagogues and hold the Torah and everything else. Let's see what Yah said about them. And why is this even important? All right. Why is this even important? Let's go. Find my place and we're going to get on it. Because this is deep. This right here, I was like, man, all this time. All this time. It's something, man, when you wake up to the truth, boy. Man. Let's see why would Yah even had to make us even come together into one nation in the first place? Why is there even a hatred or envy of Ephraim in the first place? And the adversaries of Judah. Who the heck hating us? We went into captivity because our disobedience. We went into captivity because our disobedience. And what y'all got to hate on us for? Let's find out. Go and read the book of Isaiah. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Let's find out why this is even in discussion about Ephraim and the Samaritans. Isaiah chapter 7, verse 1. We're going to start here. It says, "And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, the king of Judah, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up towards Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it." Now, who? The Syrians. Okay? So you got the Syrians. Which are, what? The Syrians. You know the Syrian refugees, them same people that y'all letting in y'all country and all that stuff. They warred against the house of Judah. Against Jerusalem. Okay? They way up here. I don't know if you can. Yeah, they way up here. In Syria. Okay? The son of Remaliah, king of Israel. So the son of Remaliah is who? We're going to get to that. And king of Israel is who? We're going to get to that too. It says, went up towards Jerusalem, war against it, and could not prevail against it. It says, and it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim. What? Syria confederate with Ephraim? Them Syrians confederate with the house of Ephraim? What they got to do? What they mad at us for? What they mad at us for? Ephraim. Syria is confederate with Ephraim. That means they don't want accord. We're going to get into this confederacy. So hold that thought. They confederate with each other. Now hold that thought. Okay. Go with me to Psalms. Hold that what you got, and go with me to Psalms. What does this confederate with each other mean? Psalms 83 says, keep not thy silence, O Elohim. Hold not thy peace. Be not still, O Elohim. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, make a riot, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. And they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who are the hidden ones? The lost sheep of the house of Israel. And they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Ain't that what they just said? They said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Because here in Isaiah it's saying that Rezin, Syria, the son of Remaliah, who that's coming up, and the king of Israel, which is Ephraim, and Ephraim are confederate with each other. And they did what? They went up towards Jerusalem to make war against it, but couldn't prevail against it. Now, Psalm says they are confederate with each other. They are confederate against thee. Says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, and Moab, the Jordanians, and the Hagarenes, the Egyptians, the Philistines, the Palestinians, with the inhabitants of Tyre and Sidon, and Asher are also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, the Ammonites. So, whew, all that I marked up here is our enemies, basically. You got Tyre, you got Philistine right here. the Philistines. You got the land of the Ammonites, Moabites, the Edomites. No, that's the Edomites, Moabites. Okay, you got Ephraim, confederate with Damascus, which is Syria way up here. And who else? Asher, which is also up here by Tyre and Sidon. Hey, Asher, one of us? What you mad at us for? Man. He said Asher also with him. Said Asher too. Should also join with them. And they are hoping the children of Lot, the Ammonites, the Jordanians. What? Why? Let's read on. Isaiah chapter 7, verse 2. It says, and it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim, which is in Israel today. Okay, the people in Israel today. Okay, Ephraim, and his heart was moved, and the heart of his people, and the trees of the wood, and moved with the wind. And the heart of his people, as the trees of the wood, are moved with the wind. With the heart of his people, the rest of the tribes. So you got Ephraim, the Samaritans, the Syrians, Edomites, Hagarenes, the Egyptians, Jordanians, Moabites. Come on, man. We got a lot of enemies. And the Ishmaelites. And we know the Ishmaelites sold us into slavery, and so did the rest of them. That's why they sold us into slavery, so they could take over our land. It says, Then said Yah unto Isaiah, Go forth now to meet Ahaz, thou and Shir-Jesub, thy son, and at the end of the conduit of the upper pool in the highway of the fuller's field. And say unto him, Take heed and be quiet, fear not, neither be faint-hearted, for the two tails of these smoking firebands, for the fierce anger of Rezin with Syria, and of the son of Remaliah. Because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remaliah have taken evil counsel against thee, saying, Let us go up against Judah. Now, wasn't Judah scattered in the four corners of the earth, taken into slavery? Come on, man. And vex it. And let us make a breach therein for us, and set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Tabiel. So who the heck is Tabiel, the son of Tabiel? Tabiel, according to the Strong's Hebrew dictionary, is a good-for-nothing Syrian. A good-for-nothing Armenian, Syrian. And the Armenians claim to be part of what? Meshach. Armenians claim to be part of Meshach. Okay? So that's who they want to set up. But what y'all say? What y'all say? It says, Thus saith Yah the Elohim, it shall not stand. Thus saith Yah the Elohim, it shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass. So Ephraim, Manasseh, the son of Remaliah, wanted to set a son of Tabiel, which is, according to the Strong's Hebrew dictionary, a good for nothing. Means good for nothing. An Armenian, which is of the house of what? Japheth. of the descendant of Meshach. Verse 8, it says, For the head of Syria is Damascus. Okay, still Damascus to this day. That's the capital. And the head of Damascus is Rezin. And who is Rezin? The king of Syria. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken. Ephraim shall be broken, that it be not a people. So you're saying, what? Ephraim? Israel? Be broken, that it be not a people? Man. It says, and the head of Ephraim is Samaria, The head of Ephraim is Samaria. That's where we get the Ephraim and these good Samaritans, who are what? Confederate against us, who plot and take evil counsel against us. So why call us them good Samaritans? Oh, Ephraim. It says in the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. So that's who Remaliah's son is. The Samaritans. The same Samaritans who claim to be of the who? Of the house of Ephraim, Manasseh, and Levi. Who what? They say they are Jews and they are not. Man, when y'all put that on my house, I say, oh man, that's deep, man. That is deep. Because every time I used to read about this scripture, I don't know what are you talking about. That's why you got to do your research, line upon line, precept upon precept. It says, if ye will not believe, y'all saying, if you will not believe, surely you shall not be established. Surely you should not be established if you don't believe this, that Ephraim is Samaria. The head of Ephraim is Samaria, the Samaritans. These cats is the head of Ephraim. Oh, shoot. These cats. The head of Ephraim that's still in Israel today is the Samaritans. Yehoshua said, y'all not even Jews. Y'all not the Jews that say that. Y'all not even Jews. Y'all the Jews say they're Jews and they're not. You ain't got nothing to do with the Jews. Boy, y'all better stop with this little white lie y'all got going on. y'all better cut it out. It says, moreover, Yah spake again unto Ahaz. It says, ask thee a sign of Yah, thy Elohim, and ask it either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt Yah. And he said, hear ye now, O house of David. Is it a small thing for you to weary men? But will ye weary? It says, but will ye weary my Elohim also? Therefore Yah himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse evil, and choose the good. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil, and choose the good, the land that thou hatest, or abhorrest, shall be forsaken of both her kings. What? So Israel and Syria shall be forsaken of both their kings. And how was they forsaken of both their kings? Because the Roman Empire came in. The Romans took over. Before the Romans took over, the Grecians had it. Killing us off, slaying us, selling us into slavery, the whole nine. Man. And verse 17 says, and Yah shall bring upon thee, and upon thy people, and upon thy father's house, days that have not come from the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, even the king of Syria. Man. Let's go down to chapter 8. Chapter 8, Isaiah chapter 8. Verse 5, chapter 8, verse 5. It says, and Yah spoke also unto me again, saying, for as much as this people refuses the waters of Shiloh that go softly. What are you talking about? I'm talking about Ephraim. The waters in Shiloh was in Ephraim, according to the map. Waters Shiloh was in Ephraim. Oh, you can't see it. You can look it up. So in other words, they weren't satisfied with that. They want to try to take the whole shebang and call it Israel today. So who wanted to divide the land of Israel? The Israel people that's over there? They want to divide the land of Israel. That's why you got Netanyahu always talking about he want to make a peace treaty. I want to divide the land. The same people who ain't even no Jews over there. That's crazy. Man. It says, and rejoice in Rezin, the king of Syria, and Remaliah's son, the good Samaritans. It says, now therefore, behold, Yah bringeth upon them the waters of the river. Now hold that in your mind, because that's going to come again. Strong and many, even the king of Syria in all his glory, and he shall come up over all his channels and go over all his banks. And he shall pass through Judah, and he shall overflow and go over, and he shall reach even to the neck, and the stretching out of his wings shall fill the breadth of the land. O Emmanuel, it says, associate yourselves, O ye people, and ye shall be broken in pieces, and give ear, all ye of far countries. Gird yourselves, and ye shall be broken in pieces. Gird yourselves, and ye shall be broken in pieces. Man, he telling you, you're going to be broken in pieces. It says, take counsel together, and it shall come to nothing. Y'all take counsel together if you want to. Y'all come in the Confederacy with each other if you want to, like Ephraim and Syria and the Samaritans did. It should come to nothing. It says, speak the word, and it should not stand. For Elohim is with us. Hey, Elohim is with us. You hear me? It says, for Yah spake thus to me with the strong hand and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people. Man, I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, say ye not, a confederacy, to all them whom this people shall say, a confederacy. Neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. It says, sanctify Yah of hosts himself, and let him be your fear. So don't fear them who are what? Confederate against us. Like you said in Psalms 83, like you said here. Syria, Ephraim, and the Samaritans. Israel. Basically, Israel and Syria and the Samaritans inside of Israel are confederate against us, the house of Judah, to keep us from going home. They don't want us to come home. Why you think they ain't let all them Negroes from in Africa over there yet? Why you think they ain't let them come over? Who claim to be of the house of Israel, of the missing 10 tribes? Why you think they ain't let them in? They confederate against us. Says, but let Yah be your fear. It says, let him be your dread. Don't fear them. Let Elohim be your fear. Let him be your dread. For he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel. For a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Man. Who are the inhabitants of Jerusalem today? Is it us? Nah. Nah. It says, and many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. Verse chapter 9, verse 6. Chapter 9, verse 6 of Isaiah. It says, For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. Ain't they still on our shoulder? And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Yah, the Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. It says, of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with the judgment and justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of Yah of hosts will perform this. And Yah sent a word into Jacob, and it have lighted upon Israel. And all the people shall know, even Ephraim, and the inhabitant of Samaria, the Samaritans, who are confederate against us, that say in the pride and stoutness of heart, the bricks are falling down, but we will build with hewn stones. What is you talking about? Remember, after the Greeks and Romans, remember he said, remember I just said them people was going to come over there and lead them out. Go lead them out. And after the second temple was destroyed, what you see them doing now? Trying to build the third temple. Out of what? Out of hewn stones. Here's your third temple. It says, the bricks are falling down, but we will build with hewn stones. The sycamores are cut down, but we shall change them into cedars. It says, therefore Yah shall set up the adversaries of Rezin. The adversaries of Rezin, meaning the king of Syria. So the adversaries of Syria, which is who? The whole United Kingdom. The whole, what do they call that? They call it United Nations. All them cats who are all against Syria right now, they're going to turn and come against Israel. That's what he's saying. Because they say they're going to rebuild that temple. Like we said, the bricks are falling down, we shall build with hewn stones. The sycamores are cut down, but we shall change them into cedar wood. Therefore, Yah shall set up the adversaries of Syria against him, and join his enemies together. Against who? Ephraim and the inhabitant of Samaria, who are in Israel today. Why y'all mad at us for? Y'all ain't gonna let that slide. He about to put the business on y'all. It says, the Syrians before and the Palestinians behind. So that's why you see all this Palestinian and Israeli violence going on. It said, and who is the Syrians? ISIS. What? Where ISIS stronghold at in Raqqa? Raqqa what? Syria. Who? What? Come on, man. The Syrians, the ISIS, and the Palestinians. Now why you see ISIS over there messing with them, Palestinians over there killing them, and y'all saying, why? I thought it's supposed to be peace. I thought we supposed to be in peace. Ain't y'all the Jews? If the Jews are back in their land, it should be peace, right? That's who made the Jews. That's Ephraim and the Samaritans over there. That's who's over there. And the Ashkenazi, who are the German Jews. Or the Jews of Germany. It says, the Syrians before, the Palestinians behind. And they shall devour Israel. You hear what he just said? With open mouth. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Who hand? Yehoshua. But they won't accept Yehoshua. They ain't accept Yehoshua then. And they ain't accept Yehoshua now. They looking for the Antichrist to come. Why are they looking for him? Why are they trying to build a third temple? So the Antichrist can come and stand in the third temple. They waiting on the Antichrist because they made a deal with the devil. All right. And so they made a deal with the devil. We're going to get into that. So that's why, we're going to get in there. Somebody get that phone. All right, so it says verse 14. Verse 13, rather. It says, for the people turneth not unto him that smiteth him, who smiteth them. The people, who? Ephraim and Samaria, and the Samaritans. And Israel now won't turn to Yahushua and serve thy Elohim. It says, for the people turneth not unto him that smiteth them, neither do they seek the Lord of hosts. Neither do they seek Yah of hosts. Therefore Yah will cut off from Israel head and tail, branch and rust in one day. Man. Says the ancient and honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. The prophet that telleth lies, he is the tail. Who's the prophet that tells the lies? The false prophet. The ancient and honorable, who? The first beast. The devil himself. The Antichrist. Now you start to see how they call him the synagogue of Satan. It says, for the leaders of this people cause them to err, to sin. And they that are led of them are destroyed. Man. It says, therefore, Yah shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. That's why it ain't no peace over there, y'all. For righteousness burneth as a fire, it shall divide the briars and the thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest. And they shall mount up like the liftings of smoke. And through the wrath of Yah of hosts, and the land darkened, and the people shall be as fuel of the fire, and no man shall spare his brother. What? The land darkened? What are you talking about? The day of the Lord. He coming with what? Fire. It says, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. It says, they shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Manasseh, Ephraim and Manasseh, and they together shall be against Judah. What y'all mad at us for? And they together shall be against Judah. For all this, his anger is not yet turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Man, y'all better get in this word. And we know Judah was scattered what? To the four corners of the earth. So we ain't in the land. He talking to Ephraim, Manasseh, and the Samaritans in the land, working against us. Putting that demonic symbol up there to work against us. What we going to get into? The synagogue of Satan made a deal with the devil. Go with me to Isaiah chapter 28. Let's see what happens to Ephraim. What happened to Ephraim? What's going to happen to Ephraim? It says, woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. What you see them over there? It's always chaos going over there. They always drunk, talking about gay pride. They the biggest supporters of this LGBT crap. Always drinking wine, eating up all our stuff. It's crazy. It says, behold, Yah have a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. The crown of the pride, the drunkards of Ephraim shall be trodden under feet. And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be a fading flower. And as the hasty fruit before the summer, when he that looketh upon it seeth, while it is yet in the hand, he eateth up. He eating it up. It says, in that day shall the Yah of hosts be for a crown of glory, and for a diadem of beauty, unto the residue of his people. Unto the residue of his people, that remnant. It says, for a spirit of judgment to him that sitteth in judgment, And for strength to them that turn to battle to the gate. And what? And for strength to them that turn the battle up to the gate. It says, but they also have erred through wine, and through strong drink are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through the strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine, and they are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision, they stumble in judgment. For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. Man, and look at Israel today. All is an abomination. Everything that go on there is an abomination. It says, whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk? That's why y'all Christians don't understand this. Y'all need to get in this word. Y'all sitting here giving all y'all money to Ephraim and Manasseh and Samaria over there. Look at your own neighbor. You looking at Judah. Help us out. Y'all won't help us out, though. But you go give all your loot to them over there that's drunken with strong drink and wine. It says, them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. And this is refreshing, yet they will not hear. Who was the weary? The rest of us was led into captivity. We weary. We want to go home and rest. He said with stammering lips and another tongue, he will speak to this people. To my Ephraim. Says, but the word of Yah was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they may go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. Yah wanted them out of there. Yah wanted them out of there. And he gonna get them out of there. Says, wherefore hear the word of Yah, ye scornful men, that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Why would the Lord be talking to his own people like that if they the ones that's supposed to be over there? That's because they ain't. He want them people up out of there. It says because, why? Why they call the synagogue of Satan? It says, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death and with hell. Who run around here making covenants with death and hell but the synagogue of Satan? Huh? And with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, remember that waters? That overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. Who's that overflowing scourge? All them nations gathered up against Israel. The land of Israel, huh? It shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Man. It says, therefore, thus saith Yah the Elohim, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation of stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the water shall overflow the hiding place. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled. Man. And your agreement with hell shall not stand. So how you make a covenant with death and hell unless you're doing witchcraft? Huh? Unless you're doing witchcraft, it's the only way you're going to make a covenant with death and hell and claim to hide yourself to be the Jews who say they're Jews and are not, who Yah hates. But it's in the book of Revelations, the same Ephraim he's sitting here chastising now, and the Samaritans that y'all giving, and the Ashkenazis that y'all giving all your money to. How else they get all this technology? Huh? They didn't get it from Yah. They said they made a covenant with death and hell. They got it from the devil himself. Because if you read in the book of Enoch, the fallen angels, when Lucifer fell down with a third of the stars, he taught men how to make weapons of war. He taught them witchcraft, counter spells, and spells. Huh? He taught them how to build stuff, technology. That's how they got that mess. They ain't get it from Yah. He says, be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. He said, they getting up out of there one way or the other. Whether they go or Yehoshua will get them out of there himself. You hear me? Oh, y'all need to read your word. So how you make a covenant with death and hell? Huh? And what about these Samaritans? Go with me to Amos, book of Amos, chapter 6. Amos chapter 6, verse 1. Man. It says, woe to them that are at ease in Zion, who living free in Zion, enjoying themselves, winding up, drinking strong drink, and making covenants with the devil. And trust in the mountain of Samaria. And what? Mount Gershon? I think that's what it was when I showed you. Which are named the chief of the nations, to whom the house of Israel came. Says, pass ye into Calneh and see, and from thence go ye to Hamath the great, and then go down to Gamath to the Philistines. Be they better than these kingdoms? Or their border greater than your border? Ye that put far away the evil day, and cause the seat of violence to come near. You put it far away the evil day and cause the seat of violence to come near. Why you think all them Palestinians be chalking all them daggone bombs and stuff at them? They caused the seat of violence to come near them. They provoked these people to the war with them. Man. You say it's anti-Semitism you want, but how can I be against my own house? Huh? How can Judah be against Judah? We ain't talking about them. We ain't talking about the real Israelites. We talking about these ones that's over here, these Samaritans and Ephraim. That made an atonement, who made a confederacy against us, with Syria and Edomites. The same white people, the Hagarenes, the Egyptians, the Africans. Huh? That's what we're talking about. It says to lie upon beds of ivory and stretch themselves upon their couches. Man, must be nice. And to eat the lambs of the flock and the calves out of the midst of the stall. It says they chant to the sound of the violin and invent to themselves instruments of music like David did. Pretending. It says that drink wine in bowls and anoint themselves with the chief ointments. But they are not grieved for the affliction of Joseph. They are not grieved for the affliction of Joseph. They're not grieved for the affliction of Ephraim. So these Samaritans, they don't care that what Ephraim going through. They don't care what none of the house of Joseph going through. They don't care what's going on in Israel. They chilling. Said, all right. Verse 7, chapter 6, Amos chapter 6, verse 7. Says, therefore now shall they go captive with the first that go captive. The Samaritans going captive with Ephraim. With the first that go captive. And the banquet of them that stretch themselves shall be removed. They shall be removed. Basically, they getting up out of there. It says, and Yah thy Elohim have sworn by himself, saith Yah thy Elohim of hosts, I hate the excellency of Jacob, and hate the palaces. Therefore will I deliver up the city with all that is therein. He said, I hate all that stuff y'all got going on. And Yah said, I hate it. I hate them palaces. I hate the excellency of Jacob. When my people ain't even in there. Y'all getting up out of there. It says, and this shall come to pass, if there remain 10 men in one house, that they shall die. Is it what? This is Elohim saying. You're talking about the Samaritans and Ephraim and Israel today. It says, and it shall come to pass, if there remain 10 men in one house, that they shall die. And a man's uncle shall take him up, and he that burneth him, to bring him out the bones out of the house, and shall say unto him, and that is, by the sides of the house, is there yet any with thee? And he shall say, no. Then shall he say, hold thy tongue, for we may not make mention of the name of Yah. Wow. Wow. Says, for behold, Yah commandeth, and he will smite the great house with breaches, and the little house with clefts. Man. So basically, Ephraim, Manasseh, and Samaria, the Samaritans, what they call the house of Israel today, Yah getting them out of there. Little by little, line upon line, precept on precept. He want them gone. And he gonna do what? Gather his people from where? Africa, Egypt, from the remnant of Syria, and the four corners of the earth, the house of Judah, and bring them into their own land. And the strangers that are in, I'm going to lead them to their house, and they're going to be their men servants and maid servants forever, Y'all better stop playing with y'all. Y'all better stop playing with Most High. So they said that, it says that we was talking about how Ephraim and the Samaritans made a deal with hell and death. Made a deal with the devil. So how they do that? By doing witchcraft. By doing witchcraft. So say, where that at? Let's go. We about to read about that. Because I know it's getting late. Oh man. Okay. So, how do witches make any deal with the devil? How do they conjure up spirits? And call it something what it ain't? They call it this. That was none of our symbol, man. That was never the symbol of Israel. That's Ephraim, the Samaritans, and them Syrian symbols who are confederate against us. You want to know who your enemies are? The Bible tells you who their enemies are. And he said we got to pray against our enemies. They strongholds and principalities. They're synagogues of Satan. You got to be praying against that. Because they putting witchcraft on us. Let's see what it says. The so-called Star of David that ain't in this Bible, we know what is in this Bible. It says, it is a shape that of a hexagram, the compound of two equilateral triangles, Unlike the menorah, which was given to Moses to build, which was given to Moses that Solomon and them had built in the temple. The menorah, the tabernacle, it said the menorah, the Lion of Judah, the shofar, and the levul. The Star of David was never a uniquely Jewish symbol. Huh? So how can this be? If the menorah, the tabernacle, the made of gold, the menorah made of gold, the shofar, the levul, huh? All that was in the house of Yah, and this symbol, this demonic symbol they put up here, says it never was the symbol of the Jewish people, huh? Was never a uniquely Jewish symbol. Let's read what the Bible say about this here star that they call Star of David. Go with me to Amos, chapter 5, verse 24. It says, but let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. Have ye offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? Have you? But you have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch, and chewing your images, the star of your God. Huh? The star of your God. The star of Moloch. The star of Moloch is who? Satan. Huh? And they say they made an agreement, they made a covenant with death and hell. Huh? How you do that? Unless you conjuring up witchcraft. Huh? It says you made the star of your God, which you have made yourselves, made to yourselves. It says, therefore I will cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, saith Yah, whose name is the Elohim of hosts. That's what he got to say about that star. Care what you say. There ain't no such thing as no Star of David. Go with me to the book of Acts. Chapter 7, verse 43. Now we just talking about that star, okay? Here it says, yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch. There you go again. 2 times in the scripture. And the star of your God Rephan. Figures which you have made to worship. Huh? Star of your God Rephan. Figures that you have made to worship them. And I will carry you away beyond Babylon. It says, our fathers had the tabernacle of witnesses in the wilderness. Who was the witnesses? The house of Israel, the tribes of Israel. Our fathers had the tabernacle. It says, as he had appointed, speaking unto Moses, that they should make it according to the fashion that he had seen. And they made it of gold. They made it of pure gold. And wood covered with pure gold for the house of Yah, who Solomon built. It says, which also our fathers that came after brought in with Yehoshua into the possession of the Gentiles. The menorah went into the possession of the Gentiles. When the Greeks came and invaded Jerusalem and Israel, they took the menorah. The Greeks, and then the Romans got it. And who else got it now? The Vatican. Says, whom Elohim drove out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David, who found favor before Elohim and desired to find a tabernacle for the Elohim of Jacob. But Solomon built him an house. Well, there you go. The menorah is what they took. The menorah was what was fashioned for Elohim. Not that. Not this old demonic star of Moloch. This demonic star had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with us. This is all Ephraim, the Samaritans, and the so-called Jews over there now, who made a deal with death and hell. Huh? And y'all pay them all y'all money like y'all crazy. Boy. Huh? Y'all lost y'all mind. Y'all need to do some research, man. Cause hey, what Paul said, I won't have you to be ignorant. That's the star of Mullah, huh? A Rephaim, huh? What they got to do with us? Nothing. That's who they worship. Their God. He said, that's your God. Y'all made a covenant with death and hell. Huh? Israel ain't made no covenant with death and hell. Ephraim and Samaria, the Samaritans, the good Samaritans, and the Syrians made a covenant with death and hell. Boy, y'all better stop playing with Elohim like that. I always hated that daggum symbol. Do something good, want to be a good Samaritan? Put that lion and menorah back up there. Put that lion and menorah back up there where it belonged at. Take that demonic crap down. Well, I hope y'all are blessed by this word. You know, hey, can't be anti-Semitic. How can I hate my own people? I don't hate nobody, but I'm just saying. Well, Elohim is saying in the word if you read it. Hey, he getting them on up out of there. Hey. So, what do y'all say? My hand is stretched out still. But they don't want to even say the name of Yah. Come on, man. Well, y'all have a blessed Shabbat. Tomorrow, if the Yah say the same, we're going to get into this Gog and Magog. Try to go over that Gog and Magog. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting. Especially when you're talking about these Armenians. We're going to get into that too. But, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. Have a blessed night.